Today, I wanted to talk about what people are craving and the trend of communities in online businesses. So, if you know about Sam Ovens, he is the CEO of Skool, Skool, and this is a whole entire kind of almost a business platform where people create communities that are free or paid for, and people can access courses, content, Zoom meetings, workshops, all of that good stuff. And it is through the access of being in a community that is the allure of it all. And so I would say I don't know the logistics of Skool. I don't know, how much revenue they're bringing in. I don't know how good they're doing, if they're growing or shrinking, but this is something I wanted to take note on and discuss that I think school's missing. And that is what people deeply, deeply crave. And I think that if you hit people's cravings, that you can easily get them to give you money, especially if you have the ability to give them access to that thing. So essentially, what you're selling is the ability to access their craving. And school's built around the ability to access community. And a lot of times, Sam talks about community being this the future, right? So I don't think that's like perfect. And maybe there's a reason. I believe he's very talented and very well rounded and intelligent. So he probably already knows this, but people crave connection more than a community. Um, I would say very few people just want to be around other people. Um, on social media, you'll see people post and get likes, and that is a form of validation. And that, in a sense, is a community. Having followers is a community. And I think that the communities in school work similarly. And I think that's why it's a good design because it mimics social media already, something people are already used to and are enjoy getting validation from. So everyone enjoys feeling validated, and a like also signifies being seen. But what people really crave is for someone to look at them and have a conversation with them. And they crave the ability to express who they truly are without someone pushing them into another direction. And so people are craving connection. And you can see this very easily on OF. I'm sure OF brings in over $1 billion in revenue because there's a lot of women on there who are making millions. And this is not something I'm endorsing, but a big selling point is that the woman posts, she posts things that are of intimate nature. How do you get things that are intimate in nature? Through connection, through a deep connection. And you get to DM the woman, even though usually there's people she has hired that are actually DMing, and you get that intimate connection. You get that one on one. And that is what people are craving. I I can't speak for school. I don't know if it'll be $1 billion company, but there is that aspect of TMing someone on there, like a coach on there. But I'm not sure how great that desire is. A lot of people don't know what they want. And so, like, when you tell them, ooh, like, here's a way to make $1,000,000. You want $1,000,000. And then you give them access to that. You're not actually giving them $1,000,000. You're like giving them tools that will maybe get them $1,000,000. And that is not the same as when someone buys a OF subscription and they have instant access to DM a girl and they feel that connection, or they see those intimate pictures and videos and they're, oh my gosh, like I feel connected to her because she is in a vulnerable state with me. Like, school does not, I don't think that school has the foundation of vulnerability. And that's a reason why I stopped using it, because even though I was not, I think it's better for people who are pretty clear on what they want to sell, and then they make a group and they sell to that group, and they kind of like have discussions. There's no connection there. And a similar thing happened when I was actually enrolled in a kajabi community, and I more enjoyed that than when I was in school, because I think it's dependent on the creator. I was in Zooms, I was in chats. I was able to ask the creator questions and she would respond. But the biggest thing was I felt connected to her. I felt connected to her. And I didn't feel connected to other people in the community. I felt connected to her. And I think that's what's missing from a lot of what the mundane is these days for online coaching and businesses and selling. There's not enough one-on-one creation, one-on-one intimacy and vulnerability. You can't really have it without being vulnerable and showing parts of yourself. Something that is big in like the body language world. When a girl is interested in a guy, it is natural for her to show her neck. So if you're not showing a little bit of neck, this is like a vulnerability symbol. That, hey, here's like my neck, like I'm vulnerable, and I'm willing to be vulnerable with you because I like you. So this is just a discussion that I really enjoy observing, and something I just wanted to make a note on, honestly. If you already have a community of some sort, create that aspect of vulnerability, connection, and that intimacy that people are deeply craving, and they will buy. All right. See you guys later.